Well, hello there, my young readers, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, welcome. We've got a story for you guys, and it's brought to you by the Berenstain Bears. This story is going to hit home for a lot of you guys, but this was also a request by Lisa, aka Renee Key 0586. And I'm hoping I'm saying the name right. If not, I do apologize. So guys, if you're not ready, go ahead, get your snacks. Go ahead and get your drinks. Pause the video, run to the bathroom, come on back, sit, relax, and we'll get started. Stay tuned. The name of this story is called The Berenstain Bears and Too Much Birthday by Stan and Jan Berenstain. It was a bright, beautiful early September day in Bear Country. Mama Bear had harvested the last of the season's pumpkins and was piling them high in her wheelbarrow when she heard Papa's distant warning call.
Timber!
The call meant that he had felled another tree. I do hope Papa and the cubs are being careful, she said. Crash went the tree as it fell to the forest floor. Woods Bear Papa was always careful about his work. He had cut the tree just so with his great saw. Then he and the cubs stood back and watched it fall into a bed of brush that brother and sister had prepared. "Look," said sister when the dust and leaves had settled. "It has rings." "Yes," said brother, "sort of like the ripples in a pond when you throw in a stone."
Those are annual rings,
explained Papa.
They tell us how old the tree is.
Sister started to count, but she got stuck at 12. Brother took over and finished the count. 25, 26, 27. Wow, this tree is 27 years old. That's a lot older than I am, said sister. It sure is, said brother, laughing. You're only 5. 5 going on 6, said sister. Brother was 8. And it annoyed her that however old she got, she never caught up with them. It didn't seem quite fair. "Do we have annual rings, Papa?" Sister asked.
No, said Papa, giving her a little hug. We have something even better. Birthdays and birthday parties. And it seems to me, he continued, that you're having a birthday pretty soon.
"Am I going to have a party?" cried sister, jumping up and down with excitement. "A birthday party with all the trimmings?" Brother was excited too.
I don't see why not, said Papa. 6 is a pretty important birthday.
The cubs got so excited that they took turns shouting, "A real party with cake and ice cream and decorations and favors and games." Said Mama when they got back home. "A birthday party? Yes. 6 years old calls for a little celebration. I suppose we could manage a nice, quiet little party." But a nice, quiet little party wasn't what sister, brother, and Papa had in mind. What they had in mind was a big, noisy, exciting party with lots and lots of guests, oodles of goodies, games, wall-to-wall decorations, piles of fancy presents, and a fabulous birthday cake. "But let's not get carried away," said Mama. "You know, there is such a thing as too much birthday."
Too much birthday?
Scoffed Papa and the cubs.
How could you ever have too much birthday?
Mama just sighed and hoped that she could keep things under control. But it wasn't long before she forgot her worries and began to go along with the excitement. The guest list got longer and longer. The birthday cake got bigger and fancier. The party goods and goodies piled up higher and higher. Papa and the cubs decorated the treehouse inside and out. On the big day, Mama even gave Sister her present early, a beautiful frilly blouse so she could wear it to the party.
Oh, good,
said Papa.
The ponies and the merry-go-round are here.
The what are here? Cried Mama.
Didn't I mention it?
Papa said.
I rented ponies and a merry-go-round for the party.
The cubs were very excited, especially Sister. What a party this was going to be. At 3 o'clock sharp, the guests began to arrive. They greeted Sister, piled up their presents, and joined the fun. The first game was going to Jerusalem. You play it by going around and around, and the one that's caught on the carpet when the music stops is out. It was lots of fun, except that Sister was the first one out. Then they played Spin the Bottle, which was lots of fun too, except that Sister was so shy she wouldn't kiss anybody but Brother, and all the cubs laughed and teased. Pin the tail on the donkey was different. Sister stuck a tail on just the right spot. But of course, she couldn't win the prize. It was her party, and it wouldn't be polite. Then they gave out the favors. Sister got a party pipe and tickled her friend Freddie's nose. Freddie got a trick plastic flower that squirted water all over Sister's birthday blouse. The ponies and the merry-go-round were a big success, except that Sister had sampled so many party goodies that she got a little sick from all of the up and down and round and round. And at last, it was time to bring out the birthday cake and blow out the 6 candles. Sister took a deep breath and blew as hard as she could, and not a single candle went out. "That's how many cubs you're gonna have when you grow up," shouted her friends, teasing her with the old superstition. After a lot of blowing, though, she finally blew out all the candles, and everybody cheered and sang happy birthday. That's when Mama noticed a big tear beginning to roll down Sister's cheek. By the time the song was over, she was crying so loud you could hardly hear the singing. "Sweetie," said Mama, "what's the matter?" "It isn't fair," Sister said between sobs. "I was the first one out in going to Jerusalem. I don't like kissing games. I didn't get the donkey game prize. Freddie squirted my new blouse. And I don't want to have 6 cubs. I only want to have 3. And then she began to cry again. "Don't you want to open your presents?" asked her friends crowding around. Well, there's nothing like opening up a pile of lovely presents to cheer you up. And after a while, she was herself again. Then, after cake and ice cream, her friends wished her happy birthday and left. Sister sighed a big sigh, then climbed up onto Papa's lap. "Thank you for my birthday party," she said. Papa smiled and said,
"Parties are exciting and presents are lovely, but Mama was right. The important thing is that you are going to be 6 for a whole year, and it's up to you to make the most of it, to learn, to have fun, to grow in every way." "Say," she said,
I wonder how much I've grown since my last birthday,
Let's find out.
suggested Papa. Wow, said Brother. A whole inch and a half. And speaking of growth, said Mama, here's a school paper you did in kindergarten, and here's one you did in first grade. There was quite a difference. And here are 2 of your paintings, said Brother. One from last year and one from this year. It's true. Sister had come a long way since she was 5. And now that she was 6, Papa announced that she was going to be allowed to stay up later, a whole half an hour later. Wow! A whole half an hour? Said Sister proudly. But the way it turned out, Sister Bear was so tired from too much birthday that she couldn't even stay up until her old bedtime. She was sound asleep when Papa carried her up to bed.
And how old are you today?
Asked Papa when she woke up the next morning. 6, said Sister, and then grinning from ear to ear. 6 going on 7. Well, that ends our story. Sister Bear ended up with a fantastic 6-year-old birthday party to end all birthday parties, in my humble opinion.
It was a really nice, big birthday party, but did you notice in the very beginning when it was suggested by Papa and the Cubs that Mama Bear kind of wanted to go in a low-key kind of event?
I noticed that. And I get why she was thinking that, because if you notice throughout, you would see her having to do some cleanup. She was helping with the birthday cake. She saw a lot of work that she was going to have to, do for this big blowout party kind of thing.
You know what? Now that you mention that, I see exactly what you're talking about, because she was stuck with a lot of the cleaning, and Papa Bear, he was just over the top, because he was the one that brought in ponies and a merry-go-round. That really took Mama Bear's pressure right up to the roof. Did you notice how she responded?
I did. But, even though it did kind of take her by surprise, because Papa Bear did not talk with her before making that decision. So, yeah, it's going to take her by surprise. But I think she also knew her daughter, and that at some point her daughter was going to get overwhelmed. And she did.
Yeah. And she was right, because she did keep her eye on her daughter. And I could see where the meltdown started to happen. First, with the Jerusalem game, which basically I think is another form of the hot seat kind of thing. But she was the first to be out of the game. And who wants to be the first? Especially when it's your birthday. So that was one. Then there was the spin the bottle kind of situation where you have to kiss somebody. And I get it, you kiss on the cheek or whatnot. But if you're super shy, then you don't want to kiss nobody. So who does she kiss? Her brother. That's the safety zone. Her brother. That's 2. Then there was pin the tail on the donkey. Who doesn't remember pin the tail on the donkey? And she got that right out of the park. She blew it out the water. But unfortunately, she wasn't able to claim that prize. That's 3. 4 was her friend Freddie. Freddie sit up there, and when they got the favors, he gets one that squirts water. And squirts water on her brand new birthday blouse. Oh, that was kind of over the top. Now, the thing that just took it to the end was when she got sick. She had, sampled foods probably the whole time. And then when she got on the ponies, and then she got on the merry-go-round, the up and down, the turnaround, That just turned her stomach inside out.
But in order for her to have an all's well that ends well to her birthday situation or her meltdown situation was when the suggestion was made for her to open up her presents. That just kind of turned her frown right on upside down. And let's also admit, when the guests were going home, that also made that situation a better situation. Now, the very last thing that put a cherry on that particular cake, if you will, was when her father told her that she's going to be able to stay up an extra 30 minutes. She was just over the moon with that. And so far, since the birthday party was such a grandiose thing that she couldn't even stay up to the regular time that she would have. So it wasn't all wells that end well for Sister Bear.
I would definitely agree with you on that. Well, little darling, that ends my time, and I will see all you guys in the next episode. Bye!
Well, we'll see you in the next episode, Try. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this story. And I want to send a shout out thanks to Miss Lisa, aka Renee Key 0586 for the request. And guys, until next time, I am your little darling narrator out.